Good evening, everybody. It is once again Ted the Speed Learner, and I'm going to address this video to Master Athiestic, and to Tecton TV, and to UK Christian 28. And it's because of a video that I put up called Missed Details. And of course there was a sequel to that. But apparently my video has turned into the land of Megiddo. And I have a whole bunch of Farmer Bobs that have been crying out for Shoeshine Boy. Now, for those of you who do not know who Shoeshine Boy is, and there are a lot of Farmer Bobs that do not, Shoeshine Boy was a character that you found in the Underdog cartoons of the late 60s and early 70s. Okay, so I'm going to play the role of Shoeshine Boy. I'm going to go into my phone booth now. I am going to turn into Underdog, and I'm going to pop my super energy pill, and I'm going to take care of this once and for all. Now then, Master Athiestic, you show up on my channel. You start using expletives. You stand there and you have apparently a lot of the spelling problems and grammar problems and the whole 9 yards, and you start spieling out on my channel. Well, of course, this attracts all the Christian apologists who are now at full-blown war with you. And I know why you're doing this. You're doing this because you think that if you can distract all these Christian apologists, then you can have your little lackeys, these little atheists, come over to Farmer Bob and convince Farmer Bob to become an atheist. Well, you have a little problem with that because I'm here now. Am I a Christian apologist? Absolutely not. I am a Christian data processor. Now, my primary role in being on this YouTube is to help people facing eviction, starvation, and bullyism. Now, that encompasses about 9 million people. Okay? Now, the thing is, you're probably standing there saying, well, who is Farmer Bob? Okay. Farmer Bob is a metaphor for the amalgamation of all these wonderful people who have suddenly shown up on my YouTube channel begging me for help because they are unemployed or facing bullyism due to lack of education. And that's what I'm providing here. Okay? Now, it seems to me that Tecton TV, UK Christian 28, and you, Master Athiestic, seem to be far more concerned about bantering against each other than these 9 million plus people that are currently unemployed right now. And let me tell you something, Farmer Bob is not impressed. Now then, does that mean that we can't discuss topics like what you're trying to discuss? Absolutely not. It just means we can't make that a priority. There's a big difference between having a casual conversation and then having flat-out bantering while 9 million people practically starve to death. That's a big difference. That is one of the grievances I've had with Tecton TV and his channel. Another one of my grievances with him was when he started presenting things that went way over the head of Farmer Bob. My answer to that was, okay, if you don't want to cater to Farmer Bob, I will. But make no mistake, I think Tecton TV is a brilliant channel, and I think he has a lot more intelligence than you, Master Athiestic, and you're hearing it directly from me. If you want to cower away in your little cubbyhole, go right ahead. I don't cower like that. Alright? Now you say, well, was there anything else that upset you with Tecton TV? Well, yes, there was. Tecton tends to overlook details. And when he overlooks details, then I come over and I present the extra details that he overlooks. But that's just me. But aside from those little grievances, I thoroughly agree with the presentations of Tecton TV. And I will continue to do commentary on them because I feel it's very important information and I feel that Farmer Bob needs it. And let me tell you something. When it comes to Zeitgeist can be debunked by just simply removing an 1850s Christmas carol called We Three Kings of Orient Are. If that's where you're getting your theology, you need to rethink things. It's that simple. That 1850s Christmas song has nothing to do with theology. It's a mess, basically, for Christians. So, we're cleaning it up. Okay. Now then, let's deal directly with you, Master Athiestic. Because you were standing there saying that Jesus was some kind of a zombie rabbi. Okay, first of all, Jesus is not a zombie. And I don't know that he necessarily would have carried the title of rabbi. And I have reasons for saying this, and I will address those in a future video. And that's because of a book that I'm reading that Tecton TV recommended, and I'm going to cover that in depth here. So if you want to watch that, you're more than welcome to when I make the presentation. Now then, you were talking about drinking of blood and eating of flesh. Both of these are metaphors. Okay? The drinking of the blood was the healing power of Jesus. So what you're doing is you're drinking in the healing power of Jesus. It has nothing to do with actually drinking blood of any kind. That was just a metaphor. Now, the eating of the flesh, Jesus is the Word become flesh. Okay, so what you're doing, you're not eating Jesus' flesh, you're eating His words. And if you want to take a piece of paper and eat it and try to get a little fiber out of it, go right ahead. So if you translate the word flesh to words, then it makes more sense. There's your metaphor. Now, a metaphor is a figure of speech, just like when I call the amalgamated people that come to my YouTube channel for education, I call them Farmer Bobs. Same type of metaphor. You need to learn your metaphors. Okay? Now, there is an Aleister Crowley. You had brought this one up. He was an English occultist. He was born in 1875. He died in 1947. He was part of the Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn, which was some kind of a magical order. It was a part of a cult. It was an occult movement. Okay? Now, they practiced something called Thalimism, whatever that is. It's some kind of a pagan worship. It's about magical worship, and more importantly, it has a lot of deities that would be reminiscent of Wiccanism. It's not the same, but there are similarities between this and Wiccanism. Okay? So, that pretty much brings my Farmer Bobs up to date. The thing is, if you're going to come to my YouTube channel and present any arguments, number one, present them in a way the Farmer Bob understands, because if you don't, I'll come on here and I will tell Farmer Bob what you're trying to say. And I guarantee you, Farmer Bob is not too impressed with you, because as far as he's concerned, if you don't care about his well-being now, he doesn't care about your agenda. That's simple. Secondly, if you're going to bring arguments to my channel, from now on, you do it without expletives. I do not want Farmer Bob to think that expletives are perfectly okay. As a matter of fact, I've made 2 videos saying otherwise. Because Farmer Bob is consistently losing jobs over expletives. Now, I know it's hard to control those expletives, but it can be done, and it can keep you from being fired off your job. So the next time you bring expletives to my YouTube channel, I'm going to block you. End of story. I'm not even messing with you. The only reason why I've left those comments there now is because I haven't had a chance to deal with you yet. But I'm dealing with you now. No more expletives or you get blocked, period. If you don't like it, that's tough. Now, I don't block you for opinions, but I do block you for expletives. And you are going to start presenting things to Farmer Bob, because I'm going to start making videos and telling people what you're actually saying. It's that simple. And before you even try to con artist me, keep this in mind. I'm a little more educated than you think. I've got accounting down my belt. I've got computer tech down my belt. That's because I'm a level 1 data processor. I've got Italian down my belt. I've got full-blown mathematical everything. I've done Euclid's Elements. I've been the one hunting down those Looking for Lincoln Heritage Coalition signs. So I'm not an idiot. Don't think you can snow me. That's impossible. Now then, I don't appreciate you coming over here and making my YouTube channel into the land of Megiddo. You want to present some rational arguments, I'll give you some rational arguments. But no more of this Megiddo stuff. I've had enough. They say, well, what about UK Christian 28 and Tecton TV? I think they're both brilliant. And I have no problem with what they're presenting. They don't use expletives. And when they come to my channel, they tend to talk down to the more Farmer Bob level. So I have no problem with them. But I do have a problem with you, Master Athiestic. So either straighten up your act or get off. One or the other. Alright. This is Ted the Speed Learner signing off. I will tell you more in a future video. Stay tuned.